Hello, and welcome to the Wrack blog for February 6th, 2014. Once again, my name is Brad, and today I wanted to address some of the frequently asked questions that we get a lot about Wrack. For one, our frequently asked questions page is not all that visible on our website, so I thought I'd do a video about some of those questions. Plus, by doing a video, I can much more easily elaborate on some of the topics, and that way it doesn't end up being TLDR. So why don't we get right into it? First question: how long will Wrack be? So what we're looking at right now is basically a 9-level episode. What we have out now is 7 levels, so still got a couple more to go. But basically, it's the base 8 levels plus like a bonus level, and this most recent update included that bonus level, which has its own boss and its own artifact and all sorts of neat incentives to go there. But it's basically going to be those 8 levels plus the bonus one. And keep in mind that while that might not seem like a ton of levels or anything, the content in this episode, it's very dense. There's 4 different texture sets and environments within this episode. It's like there's a boss like every other level. Each pair of levels has its own gameplay mechanics. So there's really a lot of content within this episode, within this game. And then on top of that, there's everything that's coming down the pipes in the Steam Workshop. All that fun stuff. So there's really quite a bit in there. Next question: would you port Wrack to other platforms? Basically, it's really going to come down to how successful it is on PC. If there's okay, well, let me back up. Porting it to other platforms, it's expensive, it's time-consuming, it's a lot of work. And we have to make sure that it's actually going to be like a financially viable thing to do so. And basically, if the game is doing well on PC, then and it looks like we've got a game that's doing well on our hands. And of course, I mean we want to bring it to a much bigger audience. I'd love to get it ported to some of the consoles, Linux, Mac. I've even talked with Remco, our texture artist, about maybe doing like a 3DS version of it. I mean that could be really interesting, I think. But yeah, so it's really going to come down to how successful it is on PC. If it comes out, it's finished up and everything, and it's just not something that people want these days, then I mean there's really no point in porting it to other platforms, which is the sad reality of the situation. Will Wrack have multiplayer? Okay, I would really love for it to, but in order for a multiplayer to work, you need a couple things. The first thing you need is like a large player base, and if there aren't other people to play the game with, like it just dies. Like you have to have like a critical mass of players so that whenever people log on and they're looking for a match, like they can actually find a game. Otherwise they leave, and then there's just all the fewer players in the pool of people to play with, and the whole thing kind of crumbles. So you need that. You need a large player base, and then you also need like the infrastructure around it. And prior to, and what I mean by that is like you need a way to basically meet up with your friends and communicate between players and all that stuff. And until we were greenlit and got on Steam, like we really didn't have that kind of infrastructure. We could have built it, but it just would have been like way too much work. It's a lot more efficient to have something like Steam or Xbox Live to work with. Just for a multitude of reasons, like that ends up working just way better. So we've got that. That's not really a concern. So that leaves us with the only real concern being a player base. That and the funds necessary to build all the content and everything so there can actually be like a multiplayer game for everyone to play. And given that we've been working on this for like over 5 years, just it's like a really long time. Like we don't even have like episode 1 all done of this game yet. It's like we just really don't have the staff to pull off like the kind of high quality multiplayer that we want to do. And it's not really a philosophy of mine to really do like a mediocre job of anything. I don't want to leave you guys with a sour taste in your mouth from kind of half-baked multiplayer. That's just I just don't think that's a good thing. I'd rather just narrow our focus, just focus on the single player, and just get that really down and really good and really fun. And then if people want more, we can do a Wrack 2 and kind of focus on multiplayer there. But that also helps with the issue of having a player base too. If we can do this game and have it be a great success and have lots of people into it and playing and having a good time with it and wanting to actually have a multiplayer version of Wrack, then a Wrack 2 can has a lot more potential for success. Focusing on multiplayer. So. And the last question I'm going to cover for this video, because I don't want it to get too long, will Wrack have DLC? You know what? No, it's not. At least not in the way that we were discussing. As I think a lot of you know, the last video kind of touched on the topic of doing other episodes, basically as DLC, and just kind of from the pushback from that, and then like the pushback I've seen from other games that are trying to do DLC. I just don't think that's and some people I've talked to who are much smarter than I am. It just doesn't seem like it'd be a very good idea to do that. It just doesn't seem like something people want. They're willing to pay for. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have to try and bring you the other episodes some other way. Kind of still figuring things out, still kind of figuring out some plans for doing that. I don't know. I mean, maybe we do a Kickstarter. I don't know. Those are the kinds of things I'm going to have to be thinking about, over the next few months or so. But yeah, so I don't think we're going to do that. At least as far as the other episodes go. Now we might do a couple like fun little things, like maybe some little game modes as DLC. I don't know. I mean, this is all kind of a dramatic change of plans, over the past few weeks or so. So I haven't had time to kind of sit down and figure out what other sorts of things we can do in terms of DLC, if any. But yeah, so to kind of wrap that up. No, it will not. Anyway, well, if you guys have any other questions for me, that you'd like to see answered in a future blog, let me know. Hit me up. My email address is bmc431@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Twitter. My handle is at FBECarneval. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Kind of get them out there for so can I answer them for everyone in one fell swoop. Anyway, well, that is going to do it for this blog. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.